What is good, y'all? It's your boy Deluxe, aka Platinum Hits, aka The Flame, with another tutorial, a long-awaited tutorial. I feel like I haven't posted one in a minute. This one is on my boy Terrence. Me and Terrence went to high school together, so you're gonna see us joking around, messing around, laughing a lot. But he wanted a complete makeover. He wanted to chop off all the curls, and he's like, "Yo, Daniel, look, it's summertime. I'm trying to be a hoe." I'm like, you know what? You need to get the waves. This is like a little bit of a how to go from like a curly top to laying down the hair to make him in a little bit more of waves. He didn't really have that much waves, but he is going to be combing and brushing those things in. So hopefully next time I do see him, I'll get another video done on him so you can see a wave update. I told him too, like, yo, this is the pressure, bro. Whenever you come back in, we're gonna do another video for YouTube, another tutorial. If your waves ain't popping, I'm gonna call you out on this. So Terrence, the pressure is on you to start brushing, boy. So first things first, I do use a pick just to pick everything out to make sure my clippers don't tug on his head at all. We were curl sponging his hair up, so this is just to make sure everything kind of flows in nicely. And then first and foremost, he does want everything to lay down all one length. He wants it pretty short. Wavelength usually just means like a one guard close, but when you're taking down like a lot of hair like this and taking it from one hairstyle to waves, or getting him ready for waves, you don't want to go right into that one guard. You want to start slowly taking everything down and laying the hair down. So with this, I am taking a long two guard open, and kind of slowly easing my way into it. And you're gonna see me combing the hair a lot. You're gonna see combing and then going through with the clipper, combing, going through, and that's just like, again, to train the hair to start to lay down in direction. And then I'll start to slowly close up that guard, and then also work my way down to a one guard open, and still same aspect, just combing, laying down the hair, and then finally I'll hit it with the one guard close to kind of get everything where I want it to be at when I'm comfortable with how the hair is laying down. So he does usually get like a fade, but because he wants to get like a 360 waves going on, I just recommend doing a taper. We are going to do high tapers on him. So first and foremost, guys, start out with that bald line, and then go in with the foil shavers. Like, before I proceed anywhere else, these are the shittiest angles I think I've ever gotten on a YouTube video. While I was like cutting this shit up, I was like, yo, I cannot believe I got this crappy like angle for like this whole side of this sideburn area, this one and the back area. So I'm gonna try and help you guys out, like, to describe what I'm doing, but please just bear with me through the angles. The left side of the taper, the other side, I get a better angle of it, but I didn't get that much footage. So what I was doing right there is just simply going throughout my process of zero guard, knocking that bald line out with closed halfway to open, and then zero guard open, halfway closed, and working my way up, blending my way up. Once I get to a zero guard, I am going to take that one guard and go with the grain before I move on to the two guard. That's just to make sure that transition from the longer hair that is laying down goes in nicely to the hair that I'm cutting against the grain. When you're going against the grain and with the grain, sometimes when the two meet up, they don't exactly flow into with each other. So I always try to, before I move on to bigger guards, I always try to use either get down to a one guard close or a zero guard about halfway, and that just ensures that all that hair is going to flow in nicely, and then transition is going to be almost seamless. By the way, I do just want to throw in there, I did just launch my first products, a beach spray and a hairstyling powder. Both these are available on deluxe.com. Link is in the description below for you guys to purchase that. I would recommend, highly recommend, anybody who wants a more natural style, go ahead and check these products out. Alright, I know I was talking a lot between that one. So the back one, first and foremost, set that bald guideline with my trimmers. I'm not going to go with my fade masters on this because I'm not going to use the foil shaver on the back of his neck. So I'm going to go in with my Oster speed lines. These still do get pretty close, but like I said, I don't need to get out a shaving line with the fade masters. And then of course, like, before I wanted to move on, I still saw some dark spots that needed to get laid down a little bit more, so I'm just gonna go with the grain. Whenever you're going throughout this process, you might see some hairs that are sticking out. Go ahead, just lay those bad boys down before you go on any further. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and take my zero guard, Open that all the way up, go about another 3/4 of the way up, and then I'm just gonna go close halfway open on that to knock out that next guideline that I just put in there. Now you're gonna see me combing out a lot, and you're gonna see like it does get a little iffy around the back of that neck because of that little bump on the back of his head. The hair kind of grows in a different direction. I know you guys, it's a little bit farther away, but you're gonna see me kind of going at it at an angle. You're gonna see me not just going straight up and down with the clipper. I'm trying to hit the hair in whatever direction it's growing in. So this did take me a while to do. I did cut out a lot of footage out of this because it was just a lot of back and forth going on this little transition area. And sometimes when you do guidelines with areas in the back of the head or on certain parts of the head, you're gonna have to spend more time on it to try and work with either the head shape, maybe dents, maybe even darker spots of the hair, and that's completely fine as long as you get the desired outlook. It doesn't really matter how long you take because you're always trying to just get that one desired look at the very end. Then I'm gonna go ahead with my 1 guard. I don't really know why I went with a 1 guard here instead of a 2 guard open, but I went with a 1 guard open. I thought it probably was gonna transition in well. I didn't really do the job that I thought it was, so I am gonna go back over with a 2 guard, but you're gonna see me going from 1 guard open halfway to close, and then I think I might clean it up with a 0 guard at the very bottom. Like I said, always combing out, always just trying to hit the hair in a different direction, trying to make sure the hair still lays down. I don't want to go up too high with these tapers, even though these are technically high tapers. I don't want to take the blend up or whatever I'm going against the grain up too high because then it knocks off any waves or any hair that's laying down. So I want to try and keep it as low as possible, somewhere around that back of the occipital bone, nothing really any higher than that. Anything above that, I'm really just trying to lay down into the transition of the fade. Now you're gonna see me go ahead with that 2 guard, kind of just trying to get that very top of the blend to kind of transition in nicely with everything else. Now when you are transitioning somebody from a different haircut, maybe they're going from a longer style to a shorter style, or just switching their styles up completely, you will have to go over some spots more times than you usually would, just because their hair is just already accustomed to a different style. So like this, for example, right around behind that back of the ear, you could see maybe like a little bit of darker spots, or there are gonna be darker spots on his head just because he had a fade before, and that's maybe where the fade transition started. So you're gonna really have to work with the hair. I probably did go like a little bit shorter, maybe with the 0 guard in some areas, just to kind of lighten it up. Whenever you can see to make the haircut a little bit better, by all means go ahead and do that. And then this is that other side where I got a better angle of what you could see me doing of just going with the no guard, close halfway open to knock out that first guideline. Going with the 0 guard, getting that transition out. Like I said, didn't get too much footage, so I was gonna speed through this pretty quickly. And then of course hit that back lineup. With these, you don't want to push that line too far back. You want to follow as much of a natural line as possible. Luckily for him, he doesn't have that hairy of a neck. Some clients have like really hairy necks to where like you pull back the ear, you're like, holy crap, where the fuck is this line at? And you kind of just got to take a good assessment of what's gonna best fit their neck to not make it look unnatural, but also not make their neck look too wide. Kind of almost just give them an aesthetic yourself. Then right before I hit that lineup, I wanted to clean up. I just had a little something on that other side of the hair of that taper that I wanted to check. And before I get started with the lineup, I am gonna apply, that is just a dry shampoo. That's just gonna help the hair kind of lay down. I don't know why it went on that white color. This wasn't my dry shampoo. I actually ran all out. So this is a Dre Day Cuts' product or dry shampoo. So go ahead and apply that and then brush the hair through to make everything lay down a little bit better. Then I'm gonna go on the front hairline, just knock it down to make sure everything is all even with that 1 guard. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take out my ES3 blade by my boy Astro. Now he just dropped these blades. I had to cop him because 1, that's my boy. 2, this fool has some of the craziest, sharpest haircuts out. I'm like, yo, anything he drops, I gotta go ahead and get, because something that he's doing, I gotta implement that into my hair cutting routine. These blades are killer. I went ahead and modified them to fit on my slimline blades, and these are my go-tos now. I don't use anything else beside these two line. I might go in with something else, but let me tell you, these are incredibly sharp. I don't use these to bald out because I don't want to wear down that blade, but to get out that last little bit of bald line between the shaver and like that little stubble hair, these are perfect to get rid of that because how close of a cut they get. It makes lining up way too easy and it makes lining up fun again. Honestly, these bring back a lot of fun in cutting hair because it's just so effortless, and it cuts every single hair exactly how you would want it. Definitely want to buy. If you guys want to purchase, I will put the link in the description below. I think he does have a shipment coming in, but I highly recommend these blades for anybody. These can go on any trimmer, any Andis trimmer that you want. So before I go ahead and go on with anything else, after I got that first lineup in, I'm just gonna go through the hair one more time, lay everything down. And now what you're gonna see me do is I'm gonna put a hot towel on his head. This is just to kind of get the waves to lay down a little bit better. If you want to ask me like why this does that, I have no clue personally. Zay told me to do this on one of my clients when I was cutting down his hair, and it works. It lays down the hair. The heat mixed with the moisture, mixed with the little head massage, which is also very relaxing for the client, lays down the hair nicely. It doesn't create like all of a sudden 360 waves, but it does help to train the waves to lay down. It does help the hair to lay down in a certain direction. And then of course afterwards, again, I'm just brushing it, training it to go and to lay down to help him get that waves. And then I'm gonna go over, guess what, one more time just to make sure everything's all evened out. Again, because I did brush his hair and there are some hairs poking out, I'm gonna hit this lineup one more time. This is just, I go over the lineup a lot of times when I'm doing cuts like these just to make sure everything is nice and crisp. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add a little special sauce to this thing, and that's Dunn's butter. It's a pomade, a wave pomade that I put on all my clients to make sure the hair lays down. Smells, I don't think anybody can guess the smell. I've yet to even guess what kind of smell it is. This shit smells incredible, completely natural. I'm just gonna get a little bit, just a little scoop, kind of rub it in my hands and go ahead and lay it down on his hair. And it's just gonna help his hair stay down and train it in the direction that he wants. Afterwards, of course, gotta add the hair fibers in there. Just a nice light layer, not make it too dark and too unnatural, but just enough to where it makes everything just pop like that. And then of course, again, line him up, make sure everything is all nice and crisp, all the hair fibers are in place, all that bald line on that taper is all nice and balded out, and the transition is smooth. As you can see right there, after I straight razored him, he's gonna have like a little white line. That's just from his skin, kind of. But you see how sharp that thing was. Now I did do his mustache and goatee. Because I got good content on this, I did want to save it for another tutorial. I might be dropping this tutorial later on just how to do a mustache, because I thought that was something that I struggled with, on how to get like the more perfect mustache and how to properly go working around that. And then of course, just clean your client up. Take a foil shaver, any little stray hairs that I see on top, I'm just gonna go over nice and lightly. That's gonna knock everything down. Then we're gonna get done the barber, going with my client like, hey boy, you know you looking fresh as fuck right now. If you going out tonight, you better hope you single for these ladies. Terrence's like, oh, I know. And then we get a little cameo by Zay the barber back there. But continue to just go around the whole head with the shavers, taking down everything nice and easily. Any stray hairs that you see, just knocking them off. I'm not going in too hard with them. And then finishing off with my shears. And then that is the end of the hair tutorial. That is like a nice little transformation. My boy's looking fresh, incredible. I like this style better on him than I did the curls. I thought the curls was his look, and you know what? He was like, hey, look, bro, I can't do that anymore. I'm trying to hoe out this summer. I'm like, Terrence, don't worry, I got you. And I think I did him right with this one. So appreciate you guys. I know it's like a day late. I didn't get on my deluxe Sundays, but this is about like It's like 11:47 on Monday. I'm planning on dropping this video a little bit later, maybe in the next couple hours after I get done with the voiceover. Thank you guys for all your support. Don't forget, I do have my product line out. You can go check that out at deluxe.com. Website will be in the description below, along with the link to go ahead and purchase Astro's ES3 blades. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys later on.
Perfect.